We are live. What is up, guys? Let's get a couple people in here. As you all know by now, this wonderful multi-stream is powered by StreamYard, the very best. And so let's see. Y'all, my bad. Drake, thanks for joining. All right, so today we are going to be talking about SimilarWeb for research. Mad Dog, thanks for joining. And how we can use it to understand perhaps maybe missed linking opportunities, potential keywords that we can target, social stuff, all sorts of fun stuff. So the beer guy, thanks for joining. I'm just waiting for a couple people to get in here. Like I said, this is powered by StreamYard. If you are interested at all in multi-streaming, then this is definitely going to be the platform for you. They're the reason I'm able to put on different types of logos, have different banners come on and off of the stream. So yeah, this is definitely a good platform for anyone interested in multi-streaming. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Edward. Thanks for joining. Let's go ahead and jump into SimilarWeb. So if you've never used SimilarWeb, this is what the platform looks like. It is just similarweb.com, which is nice because then you don't have to remember anything else. And upon first glance, you might think that you have to sign up right away. That's actually not the case. If you just go to the search bar up in the top left-hand corner, you can type in any website up here. So I'm going to go ahead and do my friends over at SparkToro. Just kidding. They're not actually my friends. I call them my friends, but they don't know me. Rand, if you're watching this, let's be friends. And so right away, you get this dashboard. Now, if you've ever used any sort of competitor insight tool, this is going to work pretty similar to that. I've always used SpyFu just because it's free and was easy to access. But SimilarWeb is also free. If you go to the pricing, you'll see that it's free, 5 results per metric, 1 month of mobile app data, and 3 months of web traffic data. That's just what they're pulling all their insights from. And then, you can do a paid version should you feel that that's necessary. So here we go. This is our overview here. We get their mission statement, when they were founded, how many employees they have, probably, and their headquarters, or where they're based out of. So just something to remember is that these are estimated. Okay, so that's why it says estimated employees. It's not truly gathering all of their information and giving it to you, and therefore you do not have to worry. People aren't actually getting all of your traffic data, right? So take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. And it gives you a screenshot of kind of what their homepage looks like. And then we get into some fun stuff here. So their overall rank, country rank, and category. This is really nice. You can actually edit this, but then you do have to give them your email address. So you can do that if you want. You don't have to. They're generally pretty good at picking out the categories. So I usually just let it do its thing. And then this is where we start to get into some fun stuff. So depending on perhaps your site, you could obviously, I guess you could pull this for your site if you felt like you needed to. But this is really supposed to be used for your looking at competition, right? And so this kind of gives you a benchmark of what are they getting? How can I get there? And what are people doing on the website? So because these are all metrics that we look at for ourselves. And so it's a nice way to benchmark, I suppose. So they're getting about 110,000 visits in the last 6 months, which is down for them over the last 6 months. That makes sense. Coronavirus, you know what I mean? But the average visit duration is pretty high, and that's because page visits are pretty high. Their bounce rate's low, so that looks good. We can also see the breakdown by country. Again, this looks very similar to the same type of information that we are getting from like a Google Analytics or something like that. So, you can use this information again for that benchmarking. I do like the way that this is laid out. Because it does give us insights to, like email and paid ads as well. If you've ever used another one, usually they just tell you like paid traffic versus organic traffic. And this actually takes a deep dive. So we can see the top referring sites. Now, any of my friends that do SEO, we know that this is a good place to look for potential backlinks and such that we could add to our link profile, right? So looking into this, like, are we missing something here? Like if I was a competitor of SparkToro, I would want to make sure that we were on all of these sites as well. You also see where they link out to, which is, pretty interesting, and how much traffic they send to those sites, which I also thought was pretty interesting. And then we see their search. And so this does show organic versus paid. So this search number up here could be inflated if they're paying for search, but they're not, because you can see 0% paid search here, which means all of their stuff, all of their traffic for search has been organic, which is awesome. That means that they're doing SEO. Imagine that, Rand Fishkin doing SEO. That's really cool. Looks like they're ranking for about 322 words, more or less. And these are their top keywords. Obviously, their brand name, but then Rand Fishkin makes sense. But this is what I thought was really cool. So this is what people are using to find SimilarWeb. Or to find SparkToro, and that's fake followers audit, fake followers Twitter, and then fake followers on Twitter. So we know, if you guys don't know, SparkToro does do a fake follower audit. It's free, and you can do it on your profile, but you can also do it on others. So it's really good if you're using, or if you're like thinking of doing influencer marketing or something like that. And that's kind of a smart thing for them, because they use tools as a gateway to get people to use their product. And their product is essentially the same thing, like figuring out where your audience hangs out, what profiles they look at, etc. We can also see where their traffic, social traffic, is coming from. Again, this is a really big deal. If you're trying to figure out, okay, where am I going wrong? How are they driving traffic to their website? Because maybe they're at 110,000 a month, which is what we saw, and we're only at 75. Well, if we're only on, let's say LinkedIn and Facebook, because we don't like Twitter, and we see that 54% of their social traffic is coming from Twitter, that's an opportunity for us, right? Like, you have to be looking into these things. Now, granted, can everybody be successful on Twitter? No, not necessarily, but it is something just to keep in your back pocket, to know that that's where they're hanging out and where they're getting a lot of their traffic from. You can see, again, no display advertising for them here. We'll look up a website that likely has some display advertising here in a second. So this then goes into their audience interests. This is kind of different from most of those other platforms that use or that do like competitive analysis. They don't always have information like this, so I thought this was pretty cool. Militia Thanks for joining. So we can see that, they're into news and media, computers and electronics. So technology, that makes sense. Programming and development software, social networking, again, makes sense. And online marketing. I believe if we open one of these, it kind of gives us an idea of what that means. Yeah, so click on that. Then it shows you the top websites for that that specific category that people are interested in. Again, this is so beneficial, especially for SEO, because like, okay, so my audience is into online marketing. These are the places that are getting the most meaningful traffic and the highest amount of traffic in this category. So you would definitely want to do whatever you can to try and get on some of these sites or work with these sites, right? So that's pretty impressive. Also has, again, some of their basic information, bounce rate, pages per visit, average duration, etc. All right. News and media. Okay, I'm interested as to why this has a microphone on it. I'm sure it's just because it's news and media, but okay, yeah. This is where, golly, to see Yahoo at the top of this list. Whew. That's crazy. Yahoo and MSN. Oh man, this is where people are getting their information. That's scary, y'all. That's scary. Sarah, I'm so sorry. I just saw this. Thanks for joining. And is this free? Yes, all of this information that I'm pulling is completely free. What kind of business do you have, Sarah? And thanks for joining again. And we can see, again, some of their top visited websites. So Search Engine Journal here. Maybe it's worth placing an ad. If you're one of SparkToro's competitors, maybe it's placing an ad. It's worth placing an ad on Search Engine Journal if you can't get any sort of content marketing or in there. Then you might just place ads there. You can also see some of their topics. So Google Apps, marketing, SEO tools, search, social media, SEO news, US news, search engines, and community and business, finance. So again, this is good for content marketing. If you need to know what kind of content to be creating for your audience, it's right here, all of these topics. And look at the information that the websites your audience is also visiting. What kind of content do those websites put out? Like, I know a lot of this all looks like SEO, first of all. Second of all, a lot of it is industry news and industry tactics. So you know that you need to be creating that kind of content as well. Obviously in a way that differentiates you, but still, it's something to consider. So here are some of the similar websites. Some of these are tools. Some of these, again, like Search Engine Journal, Search Engine Land, they're more of like news sites. So yeah, so I mean, you can see it there. You can also say similar in rank, which this is just crazy. I mean, it just goes to show you like the power, I guess, of SEO and the SEO community, because Rand Fishkin and his partner Casey, they're already ranking amongst the best of the best with this tool that they didn't start that long ago. And I think that's really cool. And they don't have any mobile apps that are related because this wasn't a mobile app. So that's something else too. Like you can put in here, you can look at apps as well. So maybe we'll do one of those here in a second. And then it tells you that you can look into SimilarWeb Pro. So, we could do that. But, even if you decide that you don't want to create a an account and you just want to use all of this free stuff, super duper valuable. Custom dog leads. That's right, Sarah. You did come over from TikTok. I do remember that. You had the username that we decided was very cryptic. Thanks for joining. I'm glad you could be here. All right. So it looks like there's also a compare function here. If we compare it to, let's compare it to this land bot. And so now you can see kind of the differences here. And just where, you know, perhaps SparkToro might be lacking. And it looks like, you know, their bounce rate's better and their time on site is not better, you know, and they're not getting as many visits or pages per visit. We can see the difference in their traffic sources. Again, so if you did want to put your website in here, you could compare yourself to your competitors based on what SimilarWeb has collected data on. Thank you, Tan, for joining. So you can see, you know, SparkToro does a lot better job of using their email list, and they do a better job at search and direct traffic. And that's, I guess, all we get for the free plan here. Let's look at you changed it after I said it was cryptic. Oh, that's good. I'm sorry. I hope that didn't offend you. All right, let me think of a website that might have some interesting information here. So we're going to look at Nike, mostly because I want to see what display information we can get. Because, yeah, they're using display. So let's see. So here are the display ads. Paid referring sites. So ourstyle.me, and it looks like that's, yeah, like an influencer type thing. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Yahoo. And here are their top ad networks. So you can see where they're buying their ads through. Only a small portion of this is actually through Google Display Network, which is interesting. They're using some other ad networks. I mean, guys, this stuff is just so freaking interesting. Sneakernews.com. This is crazy. You can see what they're interested in. Running, imagine. Sports, video games. I mean, there's just so much. Let's see. Yeah, that one. That's not going to help us. Anyways, so does anybody have any questions about SimilarWeb or just, I guess, competition research in general? Let's see. That's Reddit. 19 worldwide. That's crazy. 19th. And very little paid, it looks like. I mean, comparatively. So you can see the paid keywords for them as well, which is strange because a lot of these keywords, modern wood metal desk. So you can see the results, by the way. You can see the results if you hover over and you click the magnifying glass. And these are their paid ones, supposedly, I don't know. But I don't know. That's interesting that they say that's a keyword they're bidding on there. There's a 2-minute delay before you see messages. There could be, or it could just be that I actually can't see, like I have to go to another window to see all my messages come through because I only have one screen. So I'm toggling back and forth between the two screens. So let's see, NBA streams Reddit. So what could be interesting as well is if you're doing SEO and you see that they're top keywords. So let's go back to SparkToro actually. If we were looking at or like we were a competitor of SparkToro and we saw that these were their top organic keywords, right? This could be interesting to look and see if they have any sort of entities or rich features in the search engine results page. So fake followers audit, I'm going to click on this magnifying glass and pull up, and it doesn't look like they do. So they just rank first for this, SparkToro.com. It's just a regular listing. Let's see if they have any of these. They don't. So, oh, here's one. Fake follower. How many followers are fake? So they also have on here the third people also ask, which is how many followers are fake. So again, if you are competing with SparkToro, you could look at these people also ask, and that might be easier to overtake than trying to get this first listing here, position 1 on this search result, right? All right. So I would be looking at that. Let's take a look at another one. Fake followers on Twitter. SparkToro, see? So they have this featured snippet here. So that's something to take into consideration. They have a featured snippet. Also, this is not supposed to be, so this is their tool. And they also have a blog post where they talk about it. If you did not hear, earlier this year, Google rolled out deduplication, which meant if you had a featured snippet for a page, so for this page, it looks like it's tools, fake followers audit, then you could not have another listing for that specific page on page 1, but it looks like their tool has the featured snippet and then their blog post has rank 1. So, SparkToro is really killing it on this fake followers on Twitter. Let's see. All right. So they have those two. Again, something to take into consideration if this is your competitor here. Very, very interesting. See, okay. Okay. A lot of really good information on here. I wonder if you can look at analyze competitors. So I just clicked on that analyze competitors. I've actually never seen this view before. Competitors and alternatives. So the digital merchant, Moz, Hello, something, Landbot. Interesting. And you can see their category rank in their specific category, which is, so they're in the online marketing category, and we can see their rank. So our rank is 552, and we can see how these other ones are ranking. Wow, that's kind of cool. Very interesting. Let's see what happens if we download this. No, we cannot download it unless we have. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to, since we're already here, let's go ahead and make a free account. Unless it has me try and pay for something, then I'm not going to do it. And sign up with LinkedIn. That's interesting. Wonder if they have an affiliation with Microsoft. Oh, mine. What the? What department do I work for? Let's see. I don't think I actually have to do. Oh, no, I do have to do all this. So what am I supposed to be? Okay. Let's see here. What happens? Yeah, no. All right. So if you guys were interested at all in what the pricing is, here we are. Which is funny because they don't put their pricing, which doesn't surprise me now that I see the prices. They don't put the pricing on their pricing page. It just says get in contact or try for free. Let's see if it'll pull up here. Oh, now because I have an account, it's going to do this. Log out, log out, log out. So if you don't have an account, it says free or talk to a consultant and doesn't give you any other pricing options. Well, you just heard it here first, guys. It's expensive, but you get all of that other information for free. So that's nice. All right. Does anybody have any questions about SimilarWeb or how to use some of that information before we hop off of here? You can look at app. Let's look at an app real quick. Oh, it's all coming soon. No data available. We see some of the rankings. Interesting. So this is not set up yet. Related websites, similar apps, but they don't have any of like the actual information that would be nice to look at. Oh, well, here's this. So they have their rankings as far as their rankings in their business. And then ranking by country is available. Similar apps, related websites. So you do get some information. That's nice. Let me see, because I think because I just signed up for that free account, that it might look a little different, but I could be wrong. No, it doesn't look like it. Let's see, login. See if it looks any different when you've signed up. No, looks the exact same. Interesting. Yeah. Very, very interesting, friends. All right. Well, if there are no more questions or anything, I guess we will. Celtic, thanks for joining. I guess we will call this one good for the week. Don't forget to check out StreamYard if you're at all interested in multi-streaming. Then StreamYard is going to be your best tool. And then if you do want to support me in any way, you can go to the Buy Me a Coffee link in my bio. So you can you know, help a sister out. Buy some coffee. I can go buy some coffee. That would be a lot of fun. But all right, thanks guys for joining this week. I'll see you next week, and don't forget, you're a beast.